Well, hello there. What's up? Yep, it's me. I'm back in the first episode of the Slick Talks. I know many of my subscribers have been expecting me for a long time. Well, I'm extremely sorry for the delay. I have been busy with some personal stuff. But I'm here now, and it's the end of this year, December to be exact, and Merry Christmas. So, how is it going for you guys? Not just a general question that I asked, but I'm asking about the year 2021. Is it been good, bad, horrible, or excellent maybe? Well, if you ask me, this year has presented me with a large number of opportunities and new experience. A quite impressive year, I should say. Well, if I have to make a list out of it, let's see, okay? I've made some fantastic friends this year. I've also reconnected with one of my oldest friends. I've made a spot for myself in the greatest city of this country. I finally graduated, followed by starting my own company with one of my best friends. And there are so many things for which I'm extremely grateful. To be honest, this year has not been that much harsh as I had anticipated. Things been hard, things been easy, but the important thing is that I survived 2021. But don't get the wrong idea here, okay? There are some shady parts of this year that I have encountered, and I've had some bad experiences with those situations. Well, one of which, if I have to point out a particular incident, it should be the situation where my dog made a terrible accident, which eventually took her life. Well, we had a dog named Ruby and a cat named Kiki. Kiki was 6 months old when we brought Ruby home. Well, she was a good girl, a pure breed of Saint Bernard. She was quite big of her age, so we bought her a dog house and she loved it. And then, on one fine evening, she got herself out of a leash, ran towards the road, and got hit by a car. It was a tragic incident that shook us for days. We tried to move on with our life. We tried not to miss those little beautiful things that she used to do. My mom also suggested to hang a portrait of her in our wall, but I guess it was too soon. We were still mourning, so we decided to pass on to that idea. I'm telling you, it was very hard. It was a depressing moment for our family. Then things slowly started to turn better. Days went by, a month passed without her. We hold it strong, then another month went by, and then another. Things were finally starting to look better. But we had another bad news coming. How could we have known? Our cat Kiki was found dead beside the road. Kiki, we never let her go outside. He was almost 9 months old and he started to show some sign of aggression due to the hormones. We had considered the idea of neutralizing him, but it just seemed so extremely wrong to us. So we decided to leave him be and took little extra care of him. And then the next thing you know, he's got hit by a damn car. It was a devastating situation that very hard to, cover up. It was very depressing. The news shook us again. He was a fine cat. And just like that, within a blink of an eye, I find myself getting out of a drama and then scooping into another one. But this was a bit different. When I found about Ruby, it was a sudden impact of immense depression at that moment of time. But with Kiki, I was kind of mature about the whole situation. At least that's what I thought at first. And I was wrong. You see, our mind works in a very devilish way. Or maybe it's a defense mechanism, but what I observed is our mind tends to create an imaginary bubble where it leads you to believe that it's all okay, shit happens. Of course, you'll have a certain amount of numbness in your heart. You miss those little things that they used to do, but you try to move on too at the same time. You think that you are finally over it, and then bang! Just when you thought it's all gone, at that very right moment, your mind will burst the damn bubble. The damn imaginary bubble that I'm talking about, and you'll get hit by a sudden epiphany. A reality check to be exact. That's the real depression. That's when you'll hit the rock bottom. You'll find yourself into the very square one, very same place that you have started. And you'll have to start again. There's no other option. I discovered that the feeling of losing a pet is extremely depressing, and somehow we have a misconception that these kind of things will disappear as the days goes by, or in simple terms we like to call it time will heal. But I don't think the time really heals it. It just makes the pain more bearable. Day by day, little by little, the pain starts to fade away, but it will never disappear. Well, that's the better pill that we all have to swallow. There's nothing we can do. I've learned a lot this year. I'm sure we all have. Through the pandemic, it was really hard to keep our minds straight into the better situation. God give peace to all the soul that we have lost this year. I lost 2 of my distant relatives during the second wave. They have been close to me even though we haven't been in contact for a while, but they were family. And I know they are in better place right now. It's just I miss them a lot. See, the thing about this year, or the matter of fact any other year, you'll never know what to look for. We just expect from the deepest core of our heart to make things alright. We just expect that magically everything will be alright in the next year, don't we? Why do we do that? Why do we expect? Why do we expect things to be alright? Why do we expect things to be alright suddenly in the next year? Why do we all suddenly become extremely optimistic at the end of every year? If you look at it, it's just another regular day. It's just a day when Julius Caesar invented his calendar and marked the day as of January 1. That's it. God, it's a simple invention. Then why do we have to be excited about it? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, right? If we want our lives to be changed, you can change it any day of the year, right? Now let me give you the answer to the very question why. It's just the opportunity that we look for. An inseparable bond of optimism, opportunity, and hope is what I like to call New Year's Eve. It's the day of the year where we can see the most pessimistic person hoping for something good in their life. It's the spirit of New Year's Eve that gives us the very opportunity that we have anticipated for the entire year. But the odd part about New Year's, that I've noticed, comes with an uncertainty. An uncertainty of things might not turn out the way we want to. Maybe things might go south too. It's an unfortunate risk that we all have to carry every new year. Well, that's just life. You'll never know what you'll get or might not get. Many can relate to this when I say this year hasn't been an ideal year for the most of us, and that sucks. That really sucks. But is there anything that we can do about it? Well, I hate to break the bad news, but there is nothing that we can do to fix this year. These things happens. We don't have a control over it. If only we could have a time machine so that we can fly back to the time and undo the things that we don't want to happen. choose the option that we should have chosen, to make the things right, to make right decision, and so many things that we want to do. If only we have a time machine. But there is no time machine, right? There is one solution through which we can have a closer to all our misery, all the misery that we have suffered, And I like to call it move on. My friend, you'll never get what you want until you are grateful for what you have. And likewise, you'll never move on to any situation until you forgive what happened. Forgive the people, forgive the situation, forgive yourself. A sign of true maturity is to forgive people even if they are not sorry. You just gotta do it, man. Accept the damn reality and get your ass to move on. Otherwise, you'll be stuck. Stuck in the same damn year. I'm sure nobody wants that, right? Well, this is me, signing off, Narendra Thapa from the Slick Talks. Merry Christmas to you guys, and have a happy New Year, and I'll meet you soon. I promise I'll meet you soon. Yeah, goodbye.